This here is Highway 61 Filling Station Show.
Hey, it's me, Elmer. I'm with the Highway 61 Filling Station show, you can see I got a shovel. Okay, I am ready with my shovel, and that guy I work for, his name Eddie, he isn't ready, so I don't have my shovel ready project yet. But you can see I'm wearing my hood up tonight, because sometimes I'll wear it up, but most of the time I don't. And so it's kind of a sad night, because we're thinking about that one young man down in Florida, and he had I guess he went out with his hoodie on, and I'm not exactly sure what a hoodie is, but if I knew, I have a hood, and so that's the closest I can come, and I'm wearing it tonight in his honor. Only problem is he isn't here anymore. He died, and he not only died, but he got shot by a guy, and I don't know how it all's going to turn out, but I'm sad. I heard the president talk today, and yesterday actually, but he was sad too, and so I called him the president, but he's the guy with the big ears, you remember him, because we talked about him a while back, and I think some of his ideas are pretty good, but not everybody likes him that good, and so maybe they're going to see if they change or not, and we'll have to, tune in after the World Series in the fall and see what happens, because that could, we don't know in the meantime. Anyhow, so I was out in L.A., that's where my crazy cousin Richard lives, and he was saying that I should come, and so I got done there, but when I was there, I noticed some funny things about L.A., and one of the things is that I've heard about, speaking in tongues, and I'm not sure what that is, but I know they do it in church sometimes, and some people do it and others don't. When I was a kid, the Catholics, they talked in Latin sometimes, and I don't know Latin, and I'm not sure I could learn Latin, and I maybe wouldn't be a good Catholic if I couldn't learn Latin, but I could, but they'd have to, it's kind of slow to teach me. So anyhow, here's the deal. They got a lot of different people out there that talk in all kinds of different languages, and I've heard in the Bible the story about the Tower of Babel, and people were out there babbling and stuff, and that was the reason why they got in trouble with God. And so I'm not sure if LA is in trouble with God or not, but they could be, and that because everybody's talking different words and stuff, and sometimes they write them on signs, and like there's one that says lecheria, and I think that means that it's a store where they sell milk, because that's leche, that's how they say it. The word leche is milk, and boy, in Minnesota that would be weird, because then the dairy state would have some kind of dairy lecheria kind of thing. And that would be no good. So I'm glad that we don't have a lot of speaking in tongues here, and then sometimes they put letters that I've never heard of in my life. They have all kinds of funny parts, and they go like that and this, and then people somehow read them. I don't know how they could. I mean, when I went to school, we had A, B, C, and D, and then E, and then some more. F. I think F comes next, but anyhow, but they can look at these things and they know that that's the place where you get your foot rubbed or something, or another place where you go buy bakery stuff, or even coffee. Some people they have more coffee out in LA than I've ever seen, but they don't call it just coffee. That you can buy coffee some places, like at a donut shop, but if you go to some other places, you got to order like latte or cappuccino or something, and then they put they put this whipped cream on the top, and then they put it in the blender and make a noise, and then they put it in a cup and people buy it, and I guess it's okay, but the Highway 61 filling station is never ever going to serve that kind of coffee. If we got one kind of coffee, it's black coffee, and then if you want the white stuff, then you could say that's with cream or something, but it's not really cream, but it's white stuff. But we got so much of the white stuff left that I don't think we'll have actual cream for a while, but if we did. And then some people like sugar, but sugar is okay, but not everybody likes sugar, because why in the world would you take the perfect taste of coffee, which is kind of bitter, and then put sugar in it to make it sweet? Like, if you want sweet, you got donuts, or get those little candy bars, and that's what I would, and then when you have to eat the candy bar and drink the coffee, then you could feel like something is happening in your body. But oh no, they have to put the stuff there, and then they all kinds of funny names. They got Starbucks, and then this other place called Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, I think, and then other ones too, and they got anyway, whatever, and it costs. The reason they call it Starbucks is because the bucks. It costs a lot of money, and you can't even. I mean, you could go to McDonald's out there, and some of them, they get this senior discount coffee, and so for 69 cents plus tax, you get a cup of coffee. But oh no, not at Starbucks, because that costs like $1.50 or $1.70 or something like that, just for a cup of coffee, just for a teeny little cup of coffee that just. But they do have, a clean, comfortable restroom, and I checked them out, and because I'd be walking around and I need a place to go, and there they were. So, well, anyway, as you can see, I'm not exactly at the Highway 61 filling station yet. In fact, when I came back to Minnesota City, the lady with the rooming house, Mrs. Aaron over there, the problem is that she has some foreign exchange students staying with her, and that went down to Winona State for something, and so there's not actually a room for me now. But there will be in a little while, because those students will be done, and then I can have my own room again. But in the meantime, I'm we call it camping out here in Minnesota, but out there in LA, they got funny words for it. They have the homeless. And those people, they don't have any place to stay. They just have to live outside, and then the cops come along sometimes and make them move, and or they don't let them sleep at night. They make them wait until the daytime, and then they sleep in the park. But there's some good people out there to help them by, they give them a breakfast or a lunch or some kind of deal like that, or they hand out some food, or maybe they invite them to. Well, they don't. If they were inside someplace, then they wouldn't be homeless. If they lived somewhere, but they don't. And I'm not sure if it's actually the home that they don't have. I think it might have be more to do with the family that they don't have. Because if they had a family and the family cared about them, then of course they would help them, and take them in and put them in the spare bedroom or let them sleep on the couch or something. But well, anyway, that. But then there's this weird thing. They got this other group of people that. They just want to camp out, but they have tents and stuff, and they set them up by right downtown. They have a deal called City Hall, and I think we have a City Hall, but it's much smaller than the one they have in L.A. Because L.A. is always about big stuff. Anyway, so what we got these people called Occupy L.A., and I think they're just camping out, but they seem to think they're doing something more than camping out. And how that's going to make difference, I don't know. But the police were real patient for a long time, and then all of a sudden they got real mean, and they come in and with their billy clubs, and they kind of make a move, and not only that, they arrested some of them, and they did some. Well, anyway, I don't know what happened to them, because I wasn't down there, because I was sticking out, with my crazy cousin Richard, and he lives. Well, it's kind of a dry place. They call it the Valley. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's not Santa Monica, that's for sure, darn sure, because I went to Santa Monica one time on Sunday, and they have a beach there, and it's a great big beach. You look all the way one way and all the way another way, and all you see is ocean and sand. And of course, there's some people there, but they don't always come. They come in the summertime, but like in the wintertime, it's kind of cold, and you wouldn't want to wear your swimming suit, and because it would be too cold for that. But then sometimes you get tourists, come in from a place like Minnesota, and they think, well, we're here in LA, we got to go to the beach, and then they put on their swimming suits, and they come by the water, and then the water, of course, is really cold, so that's what happens, and then they go back to wherever they're staying, and they write home to mother, or not actually mother, they have that some kind of book face or Facebook or something, and they take pictures of themselves, and they send it somehow to other friends, and then they make these pictures look really old, but But I don't know how they do that. But I'm old, and you could tell, that just by looking at me that I'm old, because I am. Anyhow, here's the deal. And Eddie, he's the guy that said I'm supposed to come back here, and he'd have a shovel-ready project for me. And looks like he's not quite ready. So I guess this is that's going to be saying sayonara or adios or something, or no, it'd be, oh yeah, thanks for stopping by. This is Elmer, and see you later, alligator.
Highway 61 filling station show. It's not just Minnesota nice anymore.